Hi, my name is Simon Sreed with Denver Business Coach, and today I want to speak to business owners specifically that are impacted by the current situation, ever-evolving, day-by-day evolving situation around the coronavirus. And I think what I want to speak to more is, I think the second wave that is to come, which is really the economic impact that I think the measures that we have to take to protect our population are going to have on our businesses. And specifically, there are businesses that are highly impacted, and then there's businesses that are very little impacted. But what we've seen over the last week, where most business owners are really worried, I think, is in the retail industry, in the hospitality industry, in the service industries. Those three we've seen significantly impacted, and that's also because those are businesses that we work with the most, I think. But as we're hearing the news of countries locked down, social distancing really being enforced, events being canceled, and most likely as a population not being able to be outside a lot over the next few weeks, is going to have a massive impact on the small business community. And so what this video is about is really, I want to talk through some actions that as a business owner you need to be taking right now to protect your business. And one of the philosophies or beliefs that I have always, and that I share with business owners, is that if you take care of the business is going to take care of you. And I think this last week really has been a week of just, one shock after the other, and kind of like disbelief of like how quickly things are actually evolving. But now what we can see is we really have a trajectory of what's still to happen here in Colorado, or the Denver community, and across the United States, because we see, what has happened in China, South Korea, and then in Europe now, where the countries are really going on a lockdown. And so as business owners, it means we have to really step up as leaders and anticipate how this is going to impact our business and take certain steps like right now. So one of the steps that you need to take as a business owner is really sit down and figure out how are you going to navigate this next period of time, and come up with a plan, a strategic plan. This is not a 3-year, 5-year, 10-year plan. This is, what do I need to do this week? What do I need to do the next 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months? This is probably as far as you can anticipate at this point. But really, I think in the immediate, you have to look at if our revenue or sales is going to go down by whatever your best guess is. For some companies, it might, be a smaller impact, maybe 25, 30%. For other businesses, it might be a drastic impact, 75, 80% cut in revenues coming in. So if that is the case, what is the viability of your business, and how are you going to navigate that period of time? And so you have to sit down with your numbers. You have to go through really understanding where money is flowing out of your business, and understand and really see where can you cut expenses at this point. I think some businesses just have fixed expenses. If you have a lease, if you have certain essential programs and subscription that you have to operate your business, you might not be able to completely cut those, but you might be able to negotiate with your vendors payment terms. I think some of the language that you can use is that we love our relationship with you as a vendor. We rely on it. We're severely impacted. We want to stay a customer. And right now, this is just severely impacting our business. Can we negotiate our monthly payments for a period of time? So the goal needs to be that you're keeping as much cash in your company as you possibly can to survive the economic impact that your business is going to have. So really look at, what are non-essential expenses that you have, and you might have to cut those. And then with the ones that you need to keep, can you negotiate terms where you reduce your cash outflow? Again, in the beginning, I said this is a video for business owners specifically, but if your sales are going to go down, and you will also need to look at how much staff do you really need to keep at this point. I know those, from our experience this last week, those are the most difficult conversations to have. But you most likely, the business cannot survive, whatever your staffing expenses were for 2 months if you don't have any revenue coming in. So, where cutting staff might be the initial thought, really spend some time to think, are there creative ways that you guys can come up with as a team to make it through? I think as a business owner, again, it's your responsibility to really see what is viable and what you can ultimately, as the owner, are able and willing to carry as it relates to the financial impact. But I think in some instances, there's really also an opportunity to come together as a team and see whether or not, how can we get through this together. But in a lot of cases, unfortunately, we will see business owners having to have very difficult conversation with their staff. So prepare for that. And then specifically, so once you're aware of your finances, you can already project how much money you will need to get through these next few months. And then now the work really becomes, how are you going to secure those funds? So if you've been very profitable and you're able to live off reserves, and just by cutting expenses, you're able to maintain a break-even budget or lose only a certain amount of money that is acceptable to you, that's great. And if not, then I think you really have to look at securing extra funds. So for example, do you have a business line of credit that you can pull that money out, because it might not be available to you at some point. Those funds might be frozen. You can also look at personal loans. At this point, as a business owner, yes, if you don't need it, you pay a little bit of interest. If you do need it, it can save your company. Another option is that you look at private funds. Maybe you have a home line of credit against your home equity line of credit, or you can refinance your house, maybe lower expenses there, maybe be able to pull out some cash. It's been very volatile market in terms of the interest rates, but it's definitely something worthwhile looking at. If you have a home, if you have some equity in the home, talk to your trusted mortgage professional and then your bank to see what the best options are there. Also, the government just has made funds available through the Small Business Administration, where business owners that are affected by the current situation can request or apply for loans, and they've promised a really speedy processing of those applications. And those are great opportunities. Loans, I think the interest rates are 3.75 for business owners and 2.75 for nonprofits organizations. So those are also great options to secure some financing right now. And then also start having preliminary conversation with family or outside people that could bring funds to the company, whether it is as a loan, whether it is as investors. Those are all opportunities to look at. Then I want to go back just for a moment to the staff, because I think at this point, really, my personal belief is the sooner you're clear what your reality is, the sooner you can communicate to your staff, and the sooner they know how to handle their situation. So, for example, if you as a business owner are not thinking through and are going to wait another 2 weeks before you realize, I can't operate the business with the amount of staff that I have, then you've already lost 2 weeks of notice to them as it relates to them being able to possibly look for a job or make the adjustments that they need to make. If you take action now, you might be able to give some severance pay, for example, and really just be more caring by you taking the responsibility and thinking your situation through. The sooner everyone knows where things are at, the better actions they can take. I think at this point we're also past the talking to your customers about how you are mitigating the risk of spreading the virus in your company. If you have not done that, definitely do that. But again, as business owners, it's really important that you continue to show up, you continue to reach out to your customer, you continue to be visible, you continue to really care for the people that are in your sphere, whether it's your staff, whether it's your customers. I know there's a lot to worry about right now, but I think that's why we are leaders. That's why you're the CEO of your company. And I think lastly, that might not be where your mind is able to go right now, but I also do think that as you're looking through your finances, as you're looking through the strategy of how you're going to navigate this period of time, I think what you're going to see and the mindset that you want to have is when you started your business, there were so many unknowns and problems that were showing up and creativity that was needed and innovation that was needed and grit and just energy that you poured into the business to get it off the ground. And I think that is, for some business owners, is really a reality right now, that you need to get yourself back into this, making this decision that we have a viable business. This is going to be a hard time, but we will prevail and I'm going to figure this out. And I think with that mindset and that energy, there is a creativity that you can tap into. There is a determination that you can tap into. And there will be, I think if you can be in that state, there will be opportunities that show up that you will recognize that you might not be able to recognize if you're down, if you're discouraged, caught up in negativity and all those kind of things. So really manage your state. I think how we're looking at this situation is critically important and can make all the difference. And I think is really an opportunity for you to stand out as a leader and as an example. And I do believe that there are going to be innovations, and where some business owners might have been, I don't want to say lazy, but just maybe didn't have as much attention on really running a lean first-class business and really looking at exactly why is my business operating the way it is. I think there's going to be opportunities to recreate your business and actually come out of this in a way where you're going to be happier with the business you're going to have at the other side of this than where you were right now. So just want to give you a lot of encouragement, because I really know it's going to be a difficult time for some of you, and at the same time I think there is a lot of opportunity. So of course, if you have any questions, I know this is a time where business owners feel or can feel very alone, like suddenly we're faced with making decisions that we never dreamed of we had to make just 3-4 weeks ago. So if you have not someone to talk to, if you don't have trusted advisors, if you are looking for a sounding board, or if you have some key decisions that you need to make and just need a second opinion, or you need really someone to talk through what is the best strategy here, will I have a viable business given where my business is at right now? Those kind of conversations. We're here at Denver Business Coach. We really want to support the small business community. We offer a a free confidential consultation. There's really no strings attached. It's just us being able to sit down with you and talk through your situation and give our best perspective on it, and hopefully help you just make a neutral, calm, maybe a little bit more educated decision about how to move forward. And we know that that's going to have an impact on the community, and are really wanting to support our community in that way. So reach out to us if you are in need of that. If not, that's great. Make sure you do talk to some advisor outside of your business to help you navigate the situation. And if you need someone to talk to, please reach out to us. info@denverbusinesscoach.com is our email address. denverbusinesscoach.com is our website. And then you can also reach us by phone, 303-222-8052. Thank you.